Well, he's got a chip on his shoulder, hasn't he? Yeah, so I do. So autism and taking things literal. In this video, we're going to be discussing some of the funnier things that I've kind of taken literal in the past and some things that people could take literally on the autism spectrum. Hi guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. My name is Dan. I have Aspergers syndrome, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia. I make weekly videos on this type of content, so if you're new around here and you want to learn more, remember to hit that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell, and if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to give this page a like and a follow to see daily videos from me. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you just some of the funny things, how someone can take something super literal and what it's like for me as an autistic person to actually take things literally and how that thinking thought process happens when you say something that is taken literally. Okay, at the beginning of every single video, guys, you know that I read out questions from some of you guys from my Instagram page. So if you want to be featured in a video just like this next time, make sure to head over to my Instagram page, link in the description below, and give me a follow and turn the notifications on. Also, my name tag is above here if you would like to just do a search, and you may be able to see when I ask you to ask me questions to be featured in a video just like this. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the first question is from just.me.daniel_, and he said, how old were you when you found out you had autism? When I was diagnosed with ASD, an autism spectrum condition, I was 26 years old, but I've had like numerous diagnoses, like comorbidities before that, like, you know, dyslexia and ADHD and all this kind of stuff way before that when I was a kid. Okay, so the next question here is from Visual Stims for You, and they asked, do you have shutdowns? If so, how do you handle parenting? It's difficult. I do have shutdowns, and how do I handle it? Being honest and having the support from somebody. So like my partner Naomi, she supports me, so if I'm having a shutdown, she knows that there's something going on, and so she'll take care of the baby for me. So like there's loads of things that you can do. My honest opinion is to just be honest and tell somebody as soon as possible, and have a support system set up with somebody who you care about and can trust. Okay, so the last question is from Andrew by Rock, and they said, how do you make friends? I have terrible social anxiety and it is really hard to socialize. Okay, so there's two questions there really. How to make friends. I did a video on how to make friends, and I'll try and leave it in the description below or in a card above here, which will help you kind of identify areas of how you can make friends whilst being on the autism spectrum. But the anxiety thing, I would say check out anxiety tips. I did a video on anxiety tips. I'll also try and leave that in a link below if anyone's interested. But CBD, which is like a supplement, get CBD gummies. Take those and they help my anxiety to no end. They're amazing. So there's a link down below, and I'm sure you get 20% off using my link, USA and Europe. So definitely check that out. Okay, so taking it literal. What am I talking about here? Okay, basically it's like this. Autistic people have a neurodevelopmental condition that allows their brain to work a little bit differently from that of a neurotypical person, and it comes with some perks like being awesome. Way big up to the awesome superhero squad. Oh, by the way, this merch link is in the description below if you want to buy one of these bad boys. Also, the link is underneath this video. You can just click on the link and get yourself an awesome autism t-shirt from the Aspie World merch stock. Not only being awesome, it also has some downfalls and something that can sometimes be quite comical or fun, and that is taking things literally. For instance, before in a video I've spoken about how when I was doing a course with somebody who I knew, she said, oh, she was eating a banana, having a cup of coffee, and she put the banana peel in the mug, and she said, oh, can you put that in the kitchen and put it in the bin? So I just put the whole thing in the bin, you know, cup and everything. But she was actually saying, you know, just the banana peel, not the whole cup, because, you know, that's a stupid thing to do. Why would you put the cup in a bin, Dan? Come on. So because of that, I have a list of sayings here that I've gone through that I've taken quite literally over the past, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform them for you so you guys can see what it's like to somebody who is on the spectrum and how they receive that type of information. Okay, so let's get on with it. So basically this is how it's going to work. I am going to say the saying, and then I will then show a clip of me showing you what I think about when I hear somebody saying that saying. Let's go. Hey, I'm just gonna go and squeeze some orange juice. All right, juice, get ready to be squeezed. Heck, it's raining cats and dogs outside. Are actual cats and dogs falling from the sky? What? Oh man, this is so good. You're gonna die when you taste this. Oh man, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. All right, well I guess it's time to hit the road. Bad road. Bad road. I showed him. Wow, he's got a chip on his shoulder, hasn't he? Yeah, so I do. Okay, I know Brits. Chips are different in the UK. They're not actually crisps. They're crisps in the UK, but they're chips in America. But let's face it, 90% of you guys watching this are American anyway. We all know what we're saying here. Good luck out there. Break a leg. Ah, my leg's broken. Why? Ah, why would you want me to do that? Well, he's totally got the wrong end of the stick, hasn't he? Chopsticks, right? Okay. Which end? This end of that end. Oh, no, wait. So I hold this end. I hold this. Okay, I don't know which end's the good end or the bad end or the right end of the stick. Hey, so can I pick your brain, please? No, you cannot. I want my brain to be intact. I don't want you picking at my brain. That's just weird and gross, and also, you don't have a medical degree. Whoa, his eyes are bigger than his belly. Whoa, that guy's eyes must be like this big. That's weird, right? Big eyes and a tiny stomach. Weird. So guys, taking things literally can be humorous in some situations. When I think about it on my own, yeah, that's quite funny. But actually, I've got in trouble with this a few times, especially when you know, I'm out in public and I'm out kind of like doing shopping or things like that, or around other people who are trying to be funny and maybe in like a hostile situation. Then it becomes difficult. So I always have somebody with me when I go anywhere, like if I'm visiting a different country or I'm going anywhere that isn't like my hometown where I pretty much know everybody, so that I can have an interpreter with me to be the intermediate step between me and the real world that's trying to communicate something that I don't understand. So a hot tip for anybody dealing with this kind of thing, a literal thinking, is to have a like a travel buddy or somebody that goes out with you when you are going somewhere. It could be your mum, your dad, or your partner, or your guardian, anybody, your best friend, anyone. As long as they understand you and they can communicate to the other people that you are potentially maybe taking something literally and that you're not trying to be like that. I feel like, in all seriousness, some people could take offense to literal thinking type of commentary, and you know, if you're taking things literally, some people may get super offended by it. They may think that you're being you know, aggressive, or you're being, you know, intimidating to them. So you always want to just check that. But literal thinking is a real thing, and I think it stems from the fact that you know, autistic people are trying to always see the truth in things. Like, I find it difficult to understand sarcasm and jokes where somebody says something and I don't really always get the joke, you know, so jokes are super difficult and they're like taking things literally. So in terms of those things, those were figures of speech and like just how people say things. Now, in terms of jokes, people say jokes sarcastically, and sarcasm is like acting that something is one way when it is another, but trying to joke that it's the other way, which is super confusing, because when you're trying to decipher the world and see through legitimate factual information and then just bogus kind of rhetoric, then how do you judge what sarcasm is? So my friends, they just love it. That my friends joke about stuff all the time, and they tell me, like this one time we were recording in a recording studio, and my band members told me that the tom drum on a you know, the tom drums on a drum kit was called tomules, and tom was short for tomule, and I believed that for ages. And they're so like they were just so convincing, and they just do it all the time because they know that I'm gonna take it quite literally. And I've done it quite a few times, where I remember once we were driving to a festival to play a show, and they said to me that the guy who we were going to see, the promoter, his name was actually Fozzy, and we knew a music promoter from where we lived called Rosie. Now, Rosie, from where we lived, his wife is called Angharad. So when we were driving to the venue, this festival, the guys in my band were like, "Hey Dan, you know, we're going to go see Fozzy, yeah?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "His girlfriend is called Jang Harad." And I was like, "No way, that's just crazy." And like, I was like, "Jang, how do you even know this information?" And they spent me along for ages. And it wasn't until like the drive back in the van that they were like, "Dude, we were just stringing you along because we wanted to make it fun." This kind of stuff, like, happens to me all the time, and my friends are just like, you know, douchebags for doing this all the time. They always play tricks on me, but they know how far to take it. They would never do anything to put my life in danger, or, you know, my profession in danger, or anything like that. They only do it to just like have some fun, really. They're not doing it sinisterly. So yeah, big shout out to my friends for being total D-bag. But guys, like I was saying, make sure you have somebody who you can trust, who can go out with you, and make sure you can decipher your way through the world, because it is a scary place, and taking things literally is definitely one of the downfalls. Although comical, it's also a downfall. You know, and among all of those things, something that happens is when people ask me questions, I answer directly the question they've asked. For instance, like, people say to me like, "Oh Dan, what's the date today?" And I'm like, "Today is the 4th of February 2019. And then they're like, "Dan, I didn't need the actual year or the month. I just want to know the date, as in like the number. Isn't that obvious?" So those things really just like blow my mind. I'm like trying to be as on it and as literal as possible and being like, you know, as honest, and then yeah, people just don't want the full, you know, 9 yards of the conversation, which I find really, really weird. Have you got any experiences with stuff like this? Have you experienced literal thinking? How do you cope with literal thinking? It's quite funny, I suppose, but it can get into like sticky situations if you are trying to overcome something and really understand that people are just joking or they're not being serious. So it can have a kind of adverse effect of not being just like humorous at sometimes. So I'd like to know, leave me a comment in the comment section below if you've experienced this type of not issue, but if you've experienced this type of thing. And also let me know if you enjoyed this video in the comment section below. Okay guys, so that was the video. If you think that this video was fun enough to share, please go ahead and share this video with anybody and everyone you can. And also, if you are new to my channel and you haven't already, remember to hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up because it helps me, it helps you guys, helps grow the channel. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Okay, peace.